Hi, this is Noah from Homemade History. Today, we will be covering the topic of the Korean War. Please like and subscribe to see more videos. Thank you. The war began the 25th of June, 1950. It ended July the 27th, 1953. Since the 22nd of August, 1910, Japan had been occupying Korea. When World War II ended and Japan surrendered, they lost Korea, and the Soviets occupied the north, and the Americans occupied the south. By 1948, Korea was divided at the 38th parallel. The leader of South Korea was Syngman Rhee. The leader of North Korea was Kim Il-sung. The Soviets left North Korea in 1948. The Americans left in 1949. Because the Soviets were communists, North Korea stayed communist after they left, and South Korea stayed capitalist, just like the Americans. This resulted in the North and South being bitter enemies, with both wanting to unite Korea under their rule. Because of this, the communist North Koreans invaded South Korea in 1950, June 25th. They came in with 75,000 men and quickly took Seoul and all of South Korea, apart from the region of Pusan. This worried the US, who wished to contain communism where it was and prevent it from spreading to other countries around them. So they went to the UN to get a resolution to be allowed to invade. When North Korea refused to pull out of South Korea, the UN gave their permission, and 16 countries, led by America and Douglas MacArthur, invaded. General MacArthur had led the US forces in the Pacific Theater against Japan during World War II. When they landed in early July, they were on the defensive around Pusan. But in August, reinforcements came. With these reinforcements, the US-led forces pushed into the offensive and pushed the North Koreans back. December the 15th, the US Marine X-Corps launched an amphibious landing at Incheon, just like D-Day only 6 years before. The North Koreans were pushed back over the 38th parallel. Seoul, the capital of Korea, South Korea, was liberated, and the rest of South Korea, was taken back by the end of the month. MacArthur wanted to invade the North and unite it under South Korean rule. Even though he was wary of the Communist Chinese, Truman gave his approval. The coalition invaded on October 7th. By October the 12th, they had taken Pyongyang, the capital of North Korea, and the Yalu River, which was bordering the Chinese. Worried about the capitalist influence and concerned that communism in Korea falling, sent 250,000 troops to Korea to aid the North Koreans. The Allied forces were pushed out of North Korea with heavy losses. In January 1951, Seoul, the capital of South Korea, was once again taken by the Communists. General MacArthur wanted to nuke China and then invade them, but he was sacked by Truman after continued insubordination against Truman. June 1951, reinforcements were sent, and the US-led forces pushed the Communists back to the 38th parallel and held the line. There was a stalemate between the Communists and the UN. In July, they held peace talks, but to no success. The US Air Force was getting into dogfights with the Soviets, who were impersonating Chinese in Chinese uniforms, Chinese jets, and were talking in the Chinese language to try and make it look like they weren't getting involved. Dwight D. Eisenhower, who was the supreme commander of the Allied forces during World War II, took over the presidency in early 1953, and he wanted to end the war. An armistice was finally signed on July 27, 1953, after 2 years of peace talks. A demilitarized zone was set up between North and South Korea. It's still there today. The North and the South are still enemies today, after 68 years. Even when the Cold War ended, the Soviet Union and most of communism collapsed. They still remained enemies. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe to see more videos. If you have any videos you want me to cover next, please leave comments down below. Thank you.